Skywalker when it was just like this throwaway like jump scare bullshit thing where it was just like, yep, this is an evil version of her. Like, no, this actually felt important and like furthered the story along well to where it was just like an actual important part of the story. Um, the relationships between Cal and all of the other characters in the game don't feel forced and they feel like fluid and cool. So that's also awesome.
Yeah, I agree. But overall, great game, amazing story. I'm excited for Jedi Survivor. That shit looks amazing. I've been looking at gameplay footage and like IGN like preview looks. It looks amazing for one, obviously because it's next gen, but just like the way from like the gameplay footage, the way they improved the combat is incredible, and the amount of things you could do with with the Force now. Because again, this takes place I think 5 years after Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, because
Like
I think he's a lot. He's a couple years older now too.
yeah,
He
yeah,
looks a
yeah.
lot more mature. So
Yeah, like you could tell he's been practicing in the Force, he's reconnected with it, and he's maturing, which is, in my opinion, really cool. Can't wait to play that. Can't wait to get my hands on it. And yeah, overall
also,
great game.
one cool thing that they didn't mention is how Cal's power to like read essence of the Force and like see actual like objects' history or people's history. That's a really cool power that I
Right?
think it was added into the game specifically. I don't think we ever heard of anything like that prior to the game. So the fact that they were able to like build original stuff and incorporate it into the game and like the whole all around arching story without it
I think they
feeling
called it
like
a Force
weird.
spirit, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably, yeah. But the fact that they were able to incorporate stuff like that and not make you feel forced or cheesy or goofy, that's cool. What's the
Yeah,
next
the Jedi
uh
Academy games. We're gonna include both of them because there isn't a second one on this list that I see. So I'm just gonna put them both in like one category. I haven't played it, but if you've played it, let me know your thoughts and I could put that somewhere.
so it's the Jedi Academy game?
Yeah, both of them. I believe
Jedi
one
Knights?
Jedi Knights and Outcast, if I remember correctly, that those are the titles.
I don't know. Jedi. I don't know the second one. I know Knights of the Old Republic or KOTOR. KOTOR. I don't know.
Okay,
Um,
I'm just gonna. Do you want me to put this at like who?
yeah, we could put that at
Like
who because I've never played it.
me
I'm sure
neither.
other people have. I'm sure it could be great. And if anyone who is gonna watch this video has actually played it, let us know. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Also, sorry guys, enjoying this food very much. It's delicious.
All right. You could put that one on who too because I don't think
Knights of
I
the
know.
Republic 2?
Yeah. Oh
Have
no
you
no
played
no
the
no
first one?
no! I've played that too actually. Yeah. Um. We could put Knights of the Old Republic at. Uh.
I want to give it a C. It was okay.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
that.
And Knights of
First
the
one was
Republic is
the
A.
first one I think was better. Yeah,
It
the
was
first
A.
one was
Yeah.
better. Yeah, that's definitely A tier.
Yeah, it was a really good story. I thought it was pretty cool. I had it on mobile of all the
Star Wars: The
things.
Complete Saga.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. Where
That
else?
is.
Where else? Where
Nah,
else?
nah, nah, nah.
Whoa! Hold up. Pause.
That's A
Rewind.
tier. That's A tier at
A
best.
tier. What
Yeah.
what takes away the S?
What takes away the S?
Yeah.
Little to no dialogue. The graphics are really outdated. Action's really outdated. Only thing that's really saving it is nostalgia and the fact that literally everyone played this game.
Yeah. Even I played it, and I wasn't a Star Wars fan back then.
Yeah, so that I think for those reasons it takes A tier. Although the
Yeah.
stories and the way that it's animated, it's all pretty cool and it's
Yeah.
funny.
It's the
So
Lego. It's the Lego style, so like it makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's this one?
Clone Wars. This one's Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars.
Uh,
I want to. Have you played this?
I've played this before. Yeah.
I want to give it a B. It was good. I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I like how it went through like the first few seasons of the Clone Wars. Obviously, the first season is kind of like whack, but like obviously like it includes multiple missions. Like obviously, like the first mission was literally the first episode of the Clone Wars, which was I think was it Escape? It was the one with Master Yoda, trying to like stop the Separatists on like a separate planet or something like that. I don't remember much of season one, but I do remember it was like a Master Yoda centered episode.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I also think it deserves B tier just because like you said, it goes through all of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars. It goes through a bunch of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars seasons, and I think for that reason, it went in a really good direction. So I think it was smart. It's not something we'd ever seen before from Lego too.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see. Which one's this one? Lego
The
Star Wars.
Force Awakens.
Uh, we can put that
Uh,
on C tier.
yeah,
I'll
I
put that
don't.
on C
I
tier.
personally, I've never played this, but like the fact that I've never heard of it and the fact that not many people talk about it, I just think like it's a pretty forgettable game. And I watched a few gameplay footage of it, and I thought, man, this doesn't look that memorable at all. You know?
I've actually played a bunch of the levels from this, and I can say levels are small. The combat is not all there. The shooting gets redundant and annoying at times, and the way that the story goes, even in Lego style, where they make it funny, they make it PG. Obviously, it's like not too enjoyable to play through. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
that's my take. Rogue One S tier for sure.
What? No, it's an A tier at
No,
best.
no, nah. Rogue One goes S tier. One of the
Why?
best written Star Wars films of the new era. It completely blows away anything that the new trilogy tried to do or like even attempted to do. They had characters that we've never even heard of that just took us like by storm. It was insane. Donnie Yen as that one character who's blind and he like trusts the
Yeah.
force so intimately that it keeps him safe. That is amazing.
Okay, I'll
Um
admit that you do have good points there, actually. I haven't watched
um
this movie in a while. I watched
the
it
writing is
a
actually
while ago.
competent and it feels more like a war film than it does a Star Wars like fantasy film,
Well,
which
at
I
that point,
think just
that's good because like say you want to introduce someone to Star Wars and don't know what Star Wars is. If you were to show them this, like say this was their first Star Wars movie, I feel like they would literally believe the title Star Wars. It literally
yeah.
shows you people in a war. So it's a good starting point, I thought like if someone were to have this as their first Star Wars, that's a good starting point because well, you can see how bad the war really is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not like I said, it feels like an actual war film more than like this really like over the top action fantasy film.
Yeah.
So it has really good, well written characters and a well written story. I like the ending. I do wish it could have been a bit better, like maybe salvage some of the characters at the last second. That would have been stupid though, so I can't really complain. But that's just me wishing that they would have lived
And then of
a
course
further life.
we got that beautiful Darth Vader hallway scene that I thought was
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, one of the best Star Wars action scenes of all time.
Scariest
That shit
motherfucker to
was
live.
terrifying.
Agreed. But
Solo,
hear
I'll
me
give it
out,
B
hear
tier.
me out, hear 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 me out.
I can see why you think it's S tier, but I
What?
think it's A tier.
Pause. Hold up. Let's talk about this movie. For one, and I hate that my biasness is getting in the way. This is my favorite Star Wars movie. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I could hear y'all. I can hear everyone
I
already
was like,
throwing,
whoa, 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 where'd
throw,
who invited? Oh hell no, man! Who invited
throwing,
this kid?
throwing rocks at my window right now. Hear me out. Hear me out. Overall, it should not have failed. It shouldn't have. Would I blame it on the marketing? Yes, the marketing wasn't really that strong for this movie. I feel like because Disney didn't really feel that hopeful that this movie would be a hit, and obviously it wasn't. But I
No, actually,
genuinely,
it has a really decently sized following, and I'm also included in that following because I love this movie too.
me
I
too.
just don't think that it deserves S tier because of the writing sometimes. Like the story overall, it has a really similar vibe to Rogue One, where it's like the origins of the scruffy nerf herder. No, I'm just kidding. The scoundrel, the scoundrel himself Han Solo, it's
Yeah,
his origin story and it's competent. It's like it almost feels like a really like well-made like heist movie where it's like it's in space for no I'm
yeah.
just kidding. it feels well written. It feels believable, even though it's in a fantasy film. It feels cool, but the writing is what draws it from S tier for me. The
What?
only drawback to this movie is the writing. Like the whole where Han Solo got his name was just unnecessary. Why would you
I
feel the
thought that was
need to
kind of, hear
include
me
that?
out. I thought it was kind of cute. Like,
Bruh.
like that's just. I thought it was funny. Like he, like the Imperial Guard goes, or not guard, but like the guy goes, name, Han, last name. I don't have one. Solo. Like that's smart. He doesn't have family. Like, and he says he doesn't have
It's
family. It
it's
makes
witty,
sense.
it's cool, yeah, but it could have been better, and it could have been left out, is what I'm trying to say. I don't hate it. I know some people are going to hate me for saying this, but I don't hate it. I know other people hate that shit for so like little reason. It's weird. I just don't think the writing is all there. Especially with that one character, and I already forgot his name. The one that's played by Paul Bettany, the one that turns red because of anger. That shit is so goofy. His
Okay,
lines
that
were
that guy's
so
a villain.
weird.
I forgot his. I know his name because I recently watched it too. Because he talks with Woody Harrelson and what's his name?
Yeah.
Han, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
about
by the
like
way,
the
Woody
spice.
Harrelson in this movie is so fucking funny. I don't care even if he was like turned out to be the bad guy. He was funny as fuck in this movie. Also, if you like Childish Gambino and you want to see him
He
in
was
like a
actually a
week,
decent. He was
if
actually
you
a
want to
decent.
see if you want to see Childish Gambino, if you have like a weird like fantasy fetish bullshit
I
thing where it's Childish Gambino in like Star Wars, here's your chance. He
thought he
plays.
was a decent Lando. I thought he was an actually decent Lando. Like,
Also, you can really tell that Lando is like not straight in this movie, which
right?
they didn't go too far into depth in the original trilogy with it or in the sequel trilogy, but you can really tell in this movie that Lando is not straight. That dude is pansexual to the fucking max. That dude is not straight. And it doesn't take away from his character either. It's not
What?
like annoying or anything. And I'm not saying that like any of like LGBTQ inclusion movies are like annoying by any means. I'm just saying that this movie, like the way that they
Like,
include this
are you saying
character.
like the way they included his sexuality was not forced like most movies? Is that what you're saying?
No, no, not even that it was forced. It's like when they try to do like Love Simon and how like a bunch of people think, "Oh yeah, this is how white people or like how white girls imagine a gay guy to be." Like that is a good description of Love Simon because it is a pretty like lackluster movie regarding its whole status on the LGBTQ community and it's not done very well. In
Yeah.
Solo, they don't outright tell you that he's pansexual, but you can tell that dude is fruity, and that's not even
Yeah.
an insult. He is fruity, and he is awesome. I fucking love Lando.
Right?
He is fucking fun to play in any fucking Star Wars game. He's fun to see just because he's like the perfect counter to Han Solo. Like the only reason that Han won the fucking Falcon, the Millennium Falcon
Was
from
because
Lando
he
is
knew he was
because
cheating.
of luck and because he knew he was cheating. Exactly.
And I liked how he grabbed his arm and like, that was his sneaky way of taking the cards that were inside his like sleeve like
Yeah.
mechanic thing. I thought that was really nice. And overall, this is a good movie and I guess, I guess the writing is kind of whack. But when the writing shines, it absolutely shines because I like how this movie just sets up Han Solo as a character, like for the like sequel or not the sequel trilogy, the original trilogy.
Also,
Because like, okay, wait, hear me out first, all right? Or do you want to go first? You can go first if you want to go.
the relationship between Han and Chewie in this movie when they first meet is awesome.
Yeah,
And
right?
the fact that they get to like have this whole movie to themselves to build that relationship, it works really well. Also, the Darth Maul cameo didn't feel forced
It
and it
was
actually felt important
okay.
and
Well,
um
psych. Never mind. There goes my statement.
bruh, the I do agree that it could have gone without showing, but I do like that they included it for the sole reason of they were going to plan to do more with Darth Maul. and at least now we know what he was kind of up to. They still leave it up for ambition, or they still leave it ambiguous enough to where you don't know exactly what he was doing when he was like trying to get back at the people that wronged him. But it gives you enough information and enough like subtlety for you to be like, "Yep, like this guy is doing something.
Yeah.
He's up to no good. He's gonna be a problem." And we see that in Star Wars, the Clone Wars later on. So that's also really cool. But
Okay.
overall,
Oh,
great movie, I think.
yeah, great movie. It's like my favorite part,
Lando
man.
shines. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, Lando shines. No,
Childish
no cap.
Gambino, best fucking character. I think
It's
he even outshines Han at some points in the movie, but that's just my opinion. So
mm,
I think that's cool. I think Lando outshines Han in a lot of the scenes for um the solo movie, but that's cool.
yeah.
Um we
Wait.
can
I want to add some more real quick because this movie, it's my favorite movie. For one, I like how they set up his character for the original trilogy because here in this movie, like we see him like trusting and caring about other people, and he's always constantly told by Woody Harrelson, "Hey, don't trust people. They're gonna turn your back on you." They always tell him that, but no matter what he does, he always ends up trusting them. He always ends up caring about them. And it's not until the end of the movie where the love of his life literally betrays him, which in his mind teaches him he was right. Everyone's gonna betray someone at one point, so I've got to be careless. So like that's why in the original trilogy we see him as like a scumbag, a kind of like wannabe cool guy because he doesn't trust other people because of that traumatic experience of his girlfriend obviously betraying
well,
him.
love interest. He wasn't
Love
like his
interest.
outright girlfriend, yeah.
I guess, but still, like I just love how they explain like why Han was so like how do you say it, rebellious in the original trilogy and how like he always like said things like, oh well yeah, I can like take you here and that's it. Like the way he said it to Luke and Obi-Wan, like, oh yeah, I can take you here, it's gonna cost you. Like it just sounded like he didn't care. He was just getting the job done because
Yeah.
he doesn't want to build any connection or relationship because the last time that happened, it just blew up in his face and it sucks too. The
Yeah.
Darth Maul, I'm sorry. The Darth Maul part, I'll admit, was really cool. I felt it to be unnecessary. I felt like because it see why is it unnecessary for me? If you're a Star Wars guy who brings in a friend and this is their first Star Wars movie, they're not gonna get what the hell Darth Maul's doing there. Like if they watch Phantom Menace, then they'll be like, wait, I thought it was cut in half at the end of Phantom Menace. Like
Well, yeah, but like
you'd
if you're
obviously
an
have to
actual
watch
fan,
yeah, you'd obviously have to watch the Clone Wars to understand. Oh wait, he's still alive. He survived that. And like
yeah.
I feel like this movie is not newcomer friendly. Like they expect you to know, like, hey, Darth Maul was still alive. You know, you could see in the Clone Wars he becomes like the main kind of crime boss in the city of Mandalore. Um, Han Solo, you know, he has these dice and all that that appear in the original trilogy. Get that? I thought that was really cool though, how they included the dice as a gift from his love interest. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Um okay, so next one, Star Wars Rebels.
This one is a C or a B for me.
I think A. I think A is a solid place to put it.
I don't know. I feel a B.
Mm, okay, yeah, we can leave it at
Yeah,
B. The
it's
writing at time it's a really good show. The writing at
the
times,
writing in season one is weird, questionable. Season one was just not it. Season
yeah.
two is where they like obviously that's what happens in most shows. Like obviously Clone Wars had the same problem, but season two, like most shows, if they're lucky, found its footing. They got it right there. I like how um, as they build up Ezra to be like this next generation of Jedi, but obviously he's not. But Ezra knows like, hey, I don't need to have this smart wisdom that the Jedi have. I just need to follow what's right in my heart, which is kind of like a pre Luke Skywalker before Luke Skywalker, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Overall, good show though, I think, right?
yeah, it was a good show. And I thought, man, this was the smartest writing in the world. Like Obi-Wan and Darth Maul's like second match. I like how they didn't make it like a full-on fight. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you. You're dead. I'm gonna kill you. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Not
no.
not to mention
They made it quick and snappy. Why? Because we see Obi-Wan as an old man, obviously. Like,
But he
he's
knew
getting
what
older.
Darth Maul would do. That's
Yeah,
exactly this. That's it. That's the most important thing too. At the end of the show, Obi Wan and Darth Maul face off, and it's not a long prolonged fight where Obi-Wan has to go all out against Darth Maul. He knows exactly what Darth Maul's gonna do. He knows Darth Maul's anger is gonna get the best of him, and at the end he lays Darth Maul to rest as an actual person. It's not like with any
yeah.
hatred in his heart. He doesn't despise him for what he did. He lays him down and he answers his
He
questions before he passes. Like when Darth Maul asks him, "Tell
is
me,
he the
is he the
chosen one?
chosen one?" And then Obi-Wan says he is, and then Darth Maul's like, "He will avenge us." That is awesome.
Yeah,
It,
agree.
it's a really well written fight, and
And
no one's
did you
gonna be
see?
able to tell me different.
Yeah, did you see I saw a choreographed video about that actual fight, even though it wasn't that big of a fight. I love how Obi-Wan. I put my freaking notifications in snooze. Get out of here. I love how Obi-Wan goes into his Qui-Gon Jinn, like before, no, actually before that, he goes into
Oh
his
yeah.
Clone Wars. He goes into his Clone Wars stance. So, he's like, okay, I'm gonna fight this guy head on. But then he realizes that's not gonna work. So then he goes into Qui-Gon Jinn stance, which I thought was amazing because that tricks Darth Maul into thinking, oh, I could just do the same trick I did on Qui-Gon Jinn and kill him. But knowing Obi-Wan Kenobi, how he's older, he's wiser, and he knows what's gonna happen, he counters that. Like he doesn't let that shit happen. He cuts his cuts Maul's lightsaber in half and just kills Maul right then and there.
Also,
And like
another fun fact about that.
it's not like a heartless kill. It was like a like I
At that point, it
I
was
knew what
mercy
to do.
killing. I'd like to consider that mercy killing
Yeah,
because by this point, Darth Maul is completely like filled up with rage and anger and despisal of everyone and anything that ever wronged him. So
exactly.
like he was already in so much pain. Like he couldn't go a single day without like good rest, according to Rebels, I think. Also, it's it also points out like Darth Maul's like subtle shift in like thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna just kill him the way I killed his master," because like he realizes, "Oh, he's in Qui-Gon Jinn's stance. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing I did to him,"
Yeah.
and it doesn't work out. And it's just a all around good show. But all
Yeah.
right, let's move up to
And
Resistance. I think was
what was
this
it?
Star Wars Resistance?
I don't know. I never watched it.
I watched a bit of it. I think it
This
was
is a
Star Wars.
prequel. This is a prequel to the new trilogy, so it was like right
Yeah,
before Force Awakens.
hang on. Let me see though.
But real quick, just real quick about Rebels. Like every episode after season one is like a really good episode, and I like the ending. How like again they didn't win. This is before A New Hope. They didn't win, but it did give the galaxy some hope that the Empire will be taken down. And then obviously, like there's more hope when Luke Skywalker comes in and just demolishes the first Death Star. That gives people more hope. Hey, their reign of terror is finally going to be over.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Resistance, it's not die. It's definitely not die. It does something original. It does it well. It does it in its own way. The acting and the voice acting, I should say, it's really well done actually for being like a Disney XD show. I think it was. I think it premiered on Disney XD, right? Yeah. I give Resistance a B tier. It's
All right.
it's really slow and it's very like it's very unnecessary, but it's really slow, but it's really original and it's rich in the things that they try to do. And it doesn't do it in a way where it's like trying really, really hard to connect to the bigger Star Wars universe. It's like its own separate project almost, and it feels like important in its own little world that it inhabits. So I think that's cool, and I think it's pretty well done. So I'll give it a B tier just because I've seen it. I know you probably haven't seen it, but I don't think it's bad. So
Nice. I've never played Force Unleashed too, so you wanna
Force
rate?
Unleashed 2, easy like A tier. No, easy B tier. No, yeah, A tier. A tier. And
The first one
Force
I've
Unleashed
played.
itself, yeah, Force Unleashed it's S tier.
Yes, agreed. I don't know why you put it in A tier. Well, I've never played it, but I've heard from like most people at my school because I've played the first one, and there's people who talk about the second one, which I've never played. They always say, "Oh no, dude, it's worse. It sucks. It's like a horrible like 24 out of 100." Like I don't know what they're saying. I can't give my opinion on that. But if it's a A tier for you, then it's an A tier for you. So I'm gonna leave that there.
I think it's an A tier just because I have some wholesome memories with it, but story wise and all of that stuff, I can agree. So I'll give it a B tier. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
banking off nostalgia at this point. I think.
All right. The animated Clone Wars, like the 2D one. I actually
Oh,
watched this one. I give it
I
a B
watched
tier.
this too. I give it B tier too. It was really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Um,
General Grievous's first appearance before actually appearing
yeah,
in
actually,
the
that was really cool. I like that they also included like how he got his cough. I just thought that
right.
was a cool little detail. So I'll give it B tier for that. The writing's cool. Acting is also solid. It doesn't feel corny or anything. So yeah.
Yeah,
Is that the first season or is that the movie of Clone Wars?
this is the movie.
Oh,
I'm gonna give it C tier.
yeah. It's not well. It's
It's
not
not
too
that
good.
bad.
It's not bad though. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not too bad at least. It's not. It's
it
just not good. Like good, good.
it spawned one of the weirdest memes I've ever seen. Cause like I remember watching this, and I recently got into Clone Wars like last year, like end of like 2021. But I watched the movie first because I was dumb enough to do it. I was like, you know what, the movie might be bad, but I'm gonna watch it. I thought it was weird, and after watching it, I remember going on YouTube and just like going for my recommendation page, and I saw like a Clone Wars movie meme. You know the scene where she's like, where Ahsoka's like, "You're stuck with me, Sky Guy," right?
Mhm.
The worst meme I've ever heard in my life was her saying was it, and like it was funny because it was the normal audio at first, and then it cuts off, and it's this weird like I want to say 22-year-old man speaking, and he goes, "You're stuck in me, Sky Guy." Like, bro,
Bruh.
what? Pause. Anyways,
Um.
but overall, okay movie. I thought the animation, obviously, even for its time, in my opinion, I thought was a little a little rocky,
Yeah,
rough
cause
around the edges.
yeah, cause it also like around this time. When was this? Like 2008, 2006?
2008, we already
Yeah.
had the first Cars movie,
Yeah.
which was
So like
phenomenal.
yeah, and I think by this point, Disney already had the rights to Star Wars too, right? I think.
No, they didn't get that until 2011.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. But yeah, even if it was like a small budget made for TV movie, the animation could have been a lot better in my
It was
opinion.
actually a theatrical movie.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
No, yeah, it was released theatrically.
I could have sworn I saw it on Cartoon Network. That's why.
Well, yeah, because they showed it at because like I guess they knew it wouldn't do that well in the box office, but yeah, it was again okay movie. Now,
Yeah, S tier, S tier.
of course.
We don't even need to get into that. I'm
Uh,
pretty sure that's like the one thing that everyone saw.
yeah, I'm just gonna say a few things real quick. Amazing story, amazing characters, lovable like actual side characters like in the prequels, we saw these weird characters. Like, who are these people? Like Kiadi Mundi, Plo Koon, and then like in Clone Wars, they actually give these like background Jedi actual characters, actual feelings, and I thought that was really cool. The clones aren't heartless soldiers who are like, all right, follow these orders, follow that order. No, they have emotion. They see themselves as a family. They see themselves as brothers. They care about each other. They care about the Jedi. They care about everything. And I just think like the characters alone and the story that surround them is what makes Clone Wars.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I agree with those statements personally. I think that it's one of the, if not the best written Star Wars or piece of Star Wars content. So,
You want to know something
yeah.
funny?
What?
We've been recording for almost half an hour, or no, an hour and a half. My bad.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
this
to upload this to YouTube, dude. All right, whatever.
Mandalorian.
Um Mandalorian easy
Hey,
S tier, I think.
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Like,
same case
it's
with Rogue One. I think it doesn't fit into the really like expansive universe, but it's a slow burn. Like
yeah,
that's and it like makes you care about these characters at first. The introduction to Din was
Grogu.
no the introduction of the Mandalorian Din Djarin was awesome. The next season is out, or the new season just came out recently, and it's just as good, if not better, than the last few seasons. and it feels important. Plus, it has Gus Fring in it, dude. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want some Giancarlo
Hello.
Esposito content in their lives?
Hello, and welcome to the Los Pollos Hermanos family. My name is Gustavo, but you can call me Gus. Like, bro, gotta love that man. That's Moff Gideon. He plays a really good villain too.
Yeah.
If Breaking Bad fans are in here, it's not Breaking Bad Gus Fring, but it's a villain far more menacing than Gus Fring. Far more menacing with
Well, yeah, because he's
such evil
like
intentions.
fucking super powered.
Obviously. But
All right, what's
oh,
this?
I thought. Wait. Overall, I thought it was a great show. I did. I'll admit. I know I'm beating around a dead horse here. I thought the Luke Skywalker CGI in the at the end of the second season was okay. It's not as bad as people say it is, but it's not good either. Like you could
I'm glad
tell
they
that.
fixed that in Boba Fett, though.
Yeah, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
This one
What's that?
just. I don't know. I've never watched it. It looks like a kid's
What is
show.
it? What's it called?
Let's see. Forces of Destiny. Star Wars
Oh
Forces of
shit!
Destiny.
I know this.
Oh, oh.
I saw one episode of it. I hated it. I don't like it.
All right, we're putting
But
it in
I
die.
no, we could put it at D just because I never saw all of it, but I know some people might have. So put that at D.
Bad Bad Batch easy S tier.
But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
Like
Yeah,
I
I love that crew.
yeah, it's just
Clone Force 99, just some of the best clones that we've ever
clones,
seen.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I when I
stories
first got
are
my
is really well
computer,
written too. So
yeah, when I first got my laptop, I signed up on Disney Plus and like YouTube. Obviously, I saw a lot of YouTube, and I saw ads for like the second season. I never watched the first season, so I was like, okay, well, I'll watch the first season. And I watched Clone Wars season 7, which released obviously in 2020, and where they introduced the Bad Batch, and I thought they were pretty good. I found them to be pretty, comedic, nice little distraction. But then like the show came out and I watched it, and I was like, damn, this is really, really good. Like the first season was really good. Like the writing is amazing. The way they portray Crosshair as like not really like a bad guy per se, but a
like
guy
an
who just wants to,
anti-villain.
yeah, like he's an anti-villain. Like in the second season it explores his personality more, but I really really love how like the reason why Crosshair supports and works for the Empire is because he wants to serve his duty. He still wants to be a soldier. He wants to serve his time. He doesn't want to be like the other clones and just be like retired or like be like the Bad Batch and save the day. No, he wants to do his duty. He wants to be committed. He doesn't want to be disposed of. And obviously in this,
It's like a really like brainwashed patriotic like veteran almost.
yeah. And have you watched the second season by chance?
No, not yet. I'm in the process of it though.
I
But
the
I
first
I will agree with those comments though.
Yeah, I will say though, the second season does take kind of a downturn. Right now, really good episodes. Like the first two or three episodes, I'd say, are really good. They continue after the first season, obviously, and they're a good continuation. I like the continuation. There is, as of right now, a lot of filler episodes. There is a lot of it, and some of it is
Probably
boring.
setting up.
What's up?
Probably setting up for something big.
Yeah, probably. But again, it's like it feels forced. Like and like they even have celebrities in there. Like you know Ben Schwartz, the
I
guy who
think.
plays Sonic the Hedgehog in the movie.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ben Schwartz. He voices a robot in Star Wars now, and like that, like they like and it's a filler episode. Honestly, it's about where Echo and Hunter are on a secret mission, but they don't say what. They're just saying they're on a secret mission, and it's about Sid, Tech, Wrecker, and what's her name? What's his name? Omega, or is it a girl? I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy. I think they've mentioned it like he, she, but I'm just brain dead during those parts. But pretty much, Sid has an ongoing bet where, hey, if my robot wins this race, you're gonna have to give me money. And then like obviously the big mob boss is like, well, if I win, I own you now. And like they're trying to get this robot to race, and like it's a weird episode. And the robot again, Ben Schwartz, he's a great actor. He does a pretty good job here, but they didn't give him enough screen time. Like literally, like he gets broken within the first like 10 minutes, and then they rebuild him only to break him again. And then Tech ends up going to race the race, and it's not really a Bad Batch episode because there's no action. It's just a race, like kind of like if pod racing was dumbed down to like nothing, you know. It's a lot of filler, like especially recently, but actually they have been getting really good with these past two episodes. The last episode, finally, after like I think like 5 or 4 episodes later of filler, they have Crosshair come back and they like just the way they explore his character more in that and his trust for the Empire, it just perfect, absolutely beautiful, you know. And then the episode after that is, you know, the Clone Wars thinking, what do we do? Because they don't want to work for Sid anymore, you know. Like, what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna keep working for this guy forever and not have like a good like pay grade, or are we gonna actually find a life, you know? And I thought, wow, that's really good. Overall, second season, the first season, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It does have its filler, but not as much as right now, which I season two, I'd give an like a 7.5. I'm not even gonna be forgiving. I was gonna give it an 8, but a 7.5 in my opinion is fair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. I never watched Star Wars Visions, which is up next, so if you wanna rate this one.
Never seen it, so we could put it at who,
Ooh.
fortunately.
Star Wars Holiday Special is an obvious S
Bro, you better fucking.
tier.
That is easy die, bro.
No, it's not as bad as
Yeah,
these
dude, it's
guys.
dumb. It is so dumb. It
Okay.
is die.
You know what my favorite part is? My favorite part is whenever we have Chewbacca's family in like any scene. I like how like they just do growls and they don't translate anything. Like they don't like it's not like one of those movies where like they growl and
Yeah,
then
I know.
like they put subtitles. Like the way they just growl and nothing else, and they expect us, the audience, to think, "Oh man, that's what they're saying." It's just amazing. I thought it was comical.
Boba Fett. Uh,
B.
yeah. It
It was
it strays away from its original plot. It's good, but it does take like the last few episodes are obviously of The Mandalorian, which I think it really could have waited for The Mandalorian season 3 in my opinion.
yeah.
It's cool that they added them in it and they managed to tie it in a nice bow where it was like it didn't feel dumb or stupid. So that was cool, I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a B tier, just simple.
Yeah, and
Um
I'd say
sorry.
for the Book of Boba Fett, it started off good. It had the intention of being a Boba Fett show, and obviously the Mandalorian stole it. One thing I did think was pretty interesting is the way they handled Luke. I like
Yeah,
how his voice is again like in The Mandalorian and in Return of the Jedi sounds matured. It sounds like not that wimpy kid that we heard back in A New Hope. It's the matured Jedi Knight that we saw in, you know,
also
Return of
the
the Jedi.
CGI is a lot better.
Yeah, oh yeah. Like people say it was bad, and I was like, is it really that bad? And I watched the show for myself, and I thought, well, Luke Skywalker looks, if anything, better than what he did in The Mandalorian. Like he actually looks like a young Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
And the one thing that kind of baffles me, which kind of I guess is what they're trying to do, they're trying to write Luke to kind of not really make him fit into the sequel trilogy, is how he pretty much abandons the fact that you need attachments pretty much. Because like obviously we saw that scene where he tells Grogu you can either choose Yoda's lightsaber and continue your training here at my academy and be the first student, or you could go back to your Mandalorian friend. He doesn't give him the choice to have the Mandalorian and the lightsaber, which to me is kind of like to his character because
Yeah.
in Legends, if any of y'all have read Legends, I've read a few books. In Legends, Luke is like, hey guys, I know what happened to my father. He turned to the dark side because of his attachments, like being
Also, wait,
like
before so that we can move on from this because I think that this episode is getting pretty long.
oh yeah, it is, by the way.
Fairly certain no one is going to watch this full length. But um simple as Luke recognized for a long time that one of the flaws that the Jedi Order has was that they had the no attachment bullshit thing, and that's just not possible. He understood that. He knows
Yeah,
that
and
it's
he
not
showed us in the
possible.
original trilogy, like he had Han and Leia, and he still came out as a Jedi Knight.
Yeah. He knows that it's possible to be a thriving Jedi and an even stronger Jedi if you keep your emotions in check and if you function off of those emotions well, like enough to where they even propel you to be even greater than you thought you could be. And to
Exactly.
just see him abandon that so that it can just further fit the sequel trilogy is kind of dumb. But let's
Yeah,
just move on from that.
yeah. Squadrons.
Um,
Never played it.
played like Not even 5 minutes of it. It can die. It's boring, and it's
Alright.
just a cash grab. Because, yeah. Easy S tier. Oh, I thought it was S.
I'm sorry. So the original,
Let's
the complete
compromise. Let's
saga,
compromise.
the
Let's
complete
compromise and put
saga
it
is
at
an
A.
A, but oh my god, the Skywalker saga is an S. How does that make sense?
Better voice acting, better maps, larger maps, better free
Uh,
roam,
I
better
like how
character.
it. I like the throwback it did to some of the old games. So I'll admit
We
that
could
was
put it
pretty
at
cool.
A just because the story's not all there too, though.
Yeah. All
Um,
right. S tier,
Obi-Wan
S tier.
Kenobi, no. I give
Bro,
that A
no
two.
way.
I give
It,
that A2
all right.
because the choreography in some fights and the fact that Leia was in it is just weird to me.
Yeah, like how does Leia not remember Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like
Exactly.
in A New Hope, like obviously like I get it. This was made way after A New Hope and they didn't expect this to happen. But like in Obi-Wan Kenobi, like obviously they were familiar with each other. She knew Obi-Wan, she knew Ben, blah blah. And then like in A New Hope, she doesn't show excitement to see Obi-Wan. Like yeah, like when Luke says me and Obi-Wan are here to rescue you and she's like Obi-Wan Kenobi? Like she's surprised, but notice how throughout that whole movie they've never interacted or anything. She didn't even tell Luke, "Oh yeah, I knew him when I was like 5." Like, bro, what? But
Yeah.
overall, good show. Again, I'm with you on the choreography. The choreography is either good or
The
questionable.
lightsaber battles were really good though.
Yeah,
But
and
where like that in particular that one scene where Leia's getting chased by her kidnappers, that was really bad.
yeah, yeah, that was
Okay.
horrible. But
Endor.
my favorite part. Hold up, I'm just gonna talk about it. My favorite part of Obi Wan Kenobi, it finally put this argument to rest. Was Obi Wan not telling Luke, that Darth Vader's his father? I liked in A New Hope how he said Darth Vader killed your father, but then it turned out he was the father. So like, how is that possible? And me and my friends had this debate. Why didn't he tell him? You know, in elementary, like some of my friends were like, well, probably because it was a lot to handle. He was a villain. Why would he tell him? He was still a kid. He didn't want to damage the image of his father by like not destroying the Death Star because his father's on it. But like the way in this show they actually show Darth Vader kill Anakin Skywalker is amazing. Like he Obi-Wan was technically right. Darth Vader did
Yeah.
kill Luke's father. He
And
was
plus,
right because he
not just
saw it with
that,
his
but
own
Darth
eyes.
Vader even says it like you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I
I
did.
did. Yeah, like that was beautiful. I thought that was nice and it makes A New Hope look even better than how it did before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, Andor S tier.
S tier, yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it was a pretty good show.
I know people hate on it because it's its own thing, but that's the most important part to
I
me.
just
It's
I
its
just
own
find
thing
it
and it does it really well and it feels gritty, it feels grounded. It's true to the story and you can tell that it's part of a greater universe which also just adds onto it. So and the acting is just top notch, I think. So it's
yeah, I
just
just
a S tier for me.
I found it amazing how my favorite part was the reason in Rogue One why they're going after the Death Star and why Andor helped them out was because he is the reason it was even created in the first place. Like that's to me when I saw that episode where like he was the reason why the Death Star was being created, it just blew my mind. I was like, so he worked for the Death Star. Like what? Like that was I thought that was crazy. That was a really
Yeah.
nice little plot twist. Tales of
What
the
is
Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi?
Have you watched it?
I watched it. I think it's A tier.
A tier. It's
It's
really
really
good.
well. Really good.
The first Ahsoka one was okay. I didn't think much of it. Um, the first one was okay, but the Dooku ones, we gotta admit, those were really, really, really well made, really good. I loved his turn to the dark side, because it kind of furthermore like pushes the idea that the Jedi Council isn't perfect because of their attachment stuff, and like you have to follow like specific guidelines. But Dooku knows that like in order to do the right things, that's on you. You've got to think what's the right thing to do. But the Jedi Order is like, no, no, no. You got to do it the Jedi way. You can't do it this way. You can't do it that way. You've got to do it our way. And that's why Dooku just went away from the Order. And I like how Liam Neeson's son voiced young Qui-Gon Jinn, and then like Liam Neeson actually voiced Qui-Gon Jinn for that final scene that they were in together. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah. But yeah. I think we missed one project where it was like was it the one that's like anime style, or was that the one that we
That
put
was
at who?
Visions. Yeah, this one,
Okay, yeah.
Visions.
No, I actually think that one is pretty well made. The animation style,
Oh,
it's
now
a
you
lot.
remember all of a sudden.
Yeah, because I forgot what it was called, but now I remember what it was called.
All right, where
Um,
would you put this?
but I put that on B. Acting's
All right.
not all there. The animation style really saves it, and I think the lightsaber battles are like the highlight of the show. But that's the full concluded list. I'm kind of sad. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool. Well, Solo deserves S, but sure.
Bruh.
Anyways, we've been recording for an hour and 44 minutes. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Almost 2 hours.
I can believe that, yeah.
All right, well, guys, hope you enjoyed this tier list. If you have any comments, complaints, or concerns, leave it down in the comments. We really don't care about complaints because this is our tier list. You can make your own. And
No, well, I care about the complaints. Maybe he
ooh,
doesn't. But
our
I care about
opinions.
I care about the complaints. If you have any like differences of opinion, if you want to leave that in the comments, go for it. I think we might have missed other Star Wars content, but this is just
This is
like
the good bulk of it.
primary, the big bulk of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's an all around good tier list. I agree with the die parts of it. The D parts are also pretty well. Yeah, all around great. But I'll probably end up posting like all of the fucking recording. But if you have any comments, just leave them down below. If you
Sure.
want to see more tier lists, please let me know. I'd love to hear y'all's opinions on other projects and stuff like that. So if you have like any big like expansive universe that you'd like to see us cover, maybe like a show and its characters, and you want to see us do a tier list on it, or you want to see me do a tier list on it alone, let us know.
Wow, what are you saying?
That's about it. Huh?
What are you saying? That I'm not entertaining enough?
No, you are. I'm just saying if they want to see me do like one alone, they can. They just have to let me know what it is. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
I
mean,
get what you mean.
it. Bro, I hope you're not taking this the wrong way.
No, I'm not. Well,
All
now
right,
I am. Just kidding.
bro. No,
We'll
but
see.
it that's about it though, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you can feel free to subscribe or drop a like, leave a comment. How all of the big ones say it. You better put that shit back, Ismail.
Ah, bro, come on.
No, I'm just kidding. You can put it at S tier. That I'll give that to you
Yeah,
because I chose the majority of all of these.
as it
But all
should.
right,
All right, peace
all
out,
right.
my friends.
Peace out, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy. I think most of us are probably on spring break right now. But
Yeah,
yeah, if you're still on spring break, enjoy your spring break. Hopefully, you guys come across this and enjoy it. Have a nice day, guys. See ya.
see ya.